Hi, Mike Klassen here. A long time ago, I was in radio, quite a number of years, and during that time, I interviewed people just about every day. One of the worst interviews I ever had was for a 30-minute public affairs program. We brought in somebody who was with the local school district. She wanted to be there. I say that, she wanted to be there. And she was working on the school district-wide Red Ribbon campaign. That goes back a number of years. You can look that up on Wiki if you don't know what the Red Ribbon campaign is all about. She was a very nice person, wanted to be there, but what I found quickly is that she really didn't know much about the Red Ribbon campaign. Now, you might not know a lot about radio, but one thing that you do know is that silence is deadly. So when I would ask her a question, she would kind of get this look in her eyes, a little bit terrified, and kind of shrug, wouldn't say anything, and of course, silence on radio is not something we shoot for. Now, one thing you might not know about radio is that when someone is doing an interview, the person doing the interview often knows the answer to the question. The point of doing the interview, though, is to hear the answers from an expert. Well, it kind of turned out that I was the expert in that interview, and after about 10 minutes of basically interviewing myself, I decided that that week's 30-minute interview really didn't need to be 30 minutes after all, and we bailed after about 10 minutes of lots of silence and shrugs and me answering my own questions. Now, radio is just as popular in some regards as it ever has been. Now, your local radio station may not be as popular as it once was, but what's happening on the internet? There are lots of podcasts, radio stations on the internet. There are still opportunities for you to promote your business in radio, both local, traditional radio, and online. And in fact, with Skype, you can be doing interviews all over the world. So what I want to do today is give you 7 steps to being a great radio station guest. Number 1, radio hosts look for passion. Remember, radio is not a visual medium, it's an audio medium, and so we don't get the benefit of seeing what you look like. All we have is the sound of your voice. So what we'd like to hear from you is excitement and passion, and not grunting out 1 or 2 word answers. Number 2, on the other side of the coin, we don't need you to answer with mini essays. There's really no hard and fast rule. Basically, just answer the question and hand it back to the host. If you're going on and on and on and on, that's not a good thing. You know, people are listening to radio usually while doing other things. So someone droning on, even if it's something they do have a passion about, after a while it does get a little bit monotonous. Now, if you don't know the answer to a question, it's okay to say you don't know. You don't need to bluff your way through it. I know nobody wants to look stupid and appear stupid to other people, but sometimes you just have to be honest when you're asked a question that you don't know the answer to and say, I don't know. Now, here's a way that you can handle this a little bit better. If you're asked a question that you don't know the answer to, be honest and say, you know, I don't know the answer, but based on my experience, I would speculate that, and then go ahead and give your best guess. Again, it's okay not to know all the answers. Don't try to bluff your way through it. You also want to have some topics ready. Now, if you're being interviewed, chances are the topics are already laid out. But sometimes a host will want to know if you have any other information, any other areas that you could talk about during the interview. This is an ideal opportunity for you to bring up topics that you know really well so that you can hit those answers out of the park when you're asked. Now, number 5, make the host look good. Yep, you heard me right. Make the host look good. Coincidentally, their job is to make you look good. But here's the deal. After the radio interview's over, you go home, the host is still there. So if you make the host look bad, they look bad in front of their audience, they don't like that, and one of the things that they may do is make you look bad in return. So always try to make the host look good. Here's a way you can do that. At an appropriate time, and sincerely, don't try to fake it, but if they ask a question that's a really good question, say it. Say, you know, that was a great question. I'm glad you asked that. When you do that, you make the host look good, and the host will love you for it. Now, number 6, smile and have some fun. believe it or not, you can hear a smile in someone's voice. And too many people, I think they look at interviews as more of an interrogation. Now, if you're being interviewed by 60 Minutes, then yes, it is an interrogation. Otherwise, though, the guest wants you to look good because, again, when you look good, they look good. So have some fun with it. This should be an enjoyable time for you to get a chance to talk about what you know and about your business and to do some free publicity. Number 7, send a thank you note. If you do that, you will stand far and above all the other guests that usually come into a radio station, whether it's traditional radio or online radio. Send a note of thanks to the host or to the station itself. That's going to make you stand out and probably get some invites back, more so than people who just go in there and take the free publicity and run, as it were. So remember, you are getting some free publicity when you're a guest. Send a note of thanks. You'll be remembered for it, and it will be appreciated. I'm Mike Klassen. Thanks for watching.